Sylvia Earle once said, "Why is it that scuba divers and surfers are some of the strongest advocates of ocean conservation? Because they've spent time in and around the ocean, and they have personally seen the beauty, the fragility, and even the degradation of our planet's blue heart." My heart is slowly turning blue, as I have spent countless of hours of my life in the ocean, and I've seen and felt an overwhelming amount of wonder. I've seen how the clear blue turns into pink when the sun comes down. I've seen bright colors shining through my eyes. I've felt the calm and peace of the ocean wash over me. I've seen the sun reflected through the waves. I've felt the curiosity when finding something new and beautiful. But I've also seen the bad, the plastic. Our oceans are in a horrible crisis right now: plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is at an all-time high. According to Plastic Oceans International, over 380 million tons of plastic is produced every year. It is estimated that only 9% of that plastic is recycled, and about 4% of that plastic produced are fishing nets or ghost nets. A ghost net is a fishing net that's been lost or abandoned in the ocean, and these are a major problem. You might be thinking, how can a little piece of thread be hurting our oceans? But in reality, those little pieces that look so harmless are ripping out our corals and suffocating our beautiful animals. According to WWF, ghost nets make up to at least 46% of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which, by the way, is 3 times the size of France. Can you imagine that? But not only that. As The Guardian states, over 640,000 tons of lines, pots, and traps used in commercial fishing are dumped and discarded in the ocean every year. That's the same weight as 55,000 double-decker buses. These fishing nets don't go away easily. These fishing nets don't decompose easily. Actually, they don't decompose at all. They photodegrade, which means they break down into smaller pieces of plastics and eventually microplastics, which are then confused by fishes and other marine animals as food. Take a look at this graph from BBC. It shows how long each of these objects take to decompose. And as you can clearly see, fishing lines are the highest in the graph. I realized these fishing nets didn't go away easily. That's why I wanted to do something about it. But what? Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to help the world. I remember my mom showing me pictures of factories polluting our air, or animals being mistreated in zoos. That made me extremely sad. But the second my mom would show me a picture of animals swimming in plastic or being suffocated by it, a fire would start growing in my body. I would get furious and mad. I wanted everyone to see the same pictures I did, and everyone to feel the same way I did. I wanted people to realize the problem and do something about it. That's why when I first started working on Quest, I immediately knew I wanted to do something that would help marine life and the ocean as much as I could. But what? Initially, I wanted to create a swimwear brand out of recycled fishing nets. But creating swimwear was something very unsustainable, since fabric is very hard to recycle. And I wanted to create something as sustainable as possible. I absolutely love surfing, and doing something that had to do with both my passions would be perfect. So I thought, why not do fins and other surf products out of recycled fishing nets? So that's what I did. I went and talked to the fishermen about the problem there was with the fishing nets. The first day I went alone with my mom, which was a very bad decision, since the fishermen didn't understand English and my Bahasa was really bad. So the second day I made sure I went with my mentor Kelly, so he could help me ask them if it was okay for me to use the broken fishing nets that they were going to throw away in the ocean. They said yes, so I started to work. I collected as many fishing nets as I could, with the help of my parents and my mentor Kelly. After 3 days, we were able to collect over 12 kilos of fishing nets. Imagine how much we could recycle in weeks, months, or maybe even years. After collecting these fishing nets, I sent them to Alvaro, the co-founder of a company called Prevented Ocean Plastic. What this company does is pay locals that give him plastic so he can clean them and put them into boxes like these, which will later be shipped to other companies that will recycle that plastic into other amazing products. When talking to him, he told me that my idea was great, but it might not work out, since fishing nets are very flexible, and fins had to be hard. When I heard those words come out of his mouth, I was absolutely bummed. I felt like I had to start all over again, like my project was worthless. Luckily, thanks to Alvaro's suggestion of using bottle caps instead of fishing nets, I was able to find a new way to pursue my project. I did not love the idea at first, but slowly I started getting used to it. I kept on thinking on who could help me create a project like this one. And one day, while driving through Canggu, I saw the Museum of Space Available. The Museum of Space Available is a museum that focuses on creating products out of recycled bottle caps and finding new solutions for plastics such as mycelium. When talking to Alvaro, he gave me the contact of Valerine. Valerine is the founder of a company called WeDo. WeDo is a company that focuses on creating machines to recycle plastic. And when talking to her, she told me that I shouldn't give up on my main goal so easily, that I should keep trying with fishing nets and not change to bottle caps. So that's exactly what I did. I started cleaning as many fishing nets as I could and taking out the little pieces of iron that couldn't be melted. That was very time-consuming. Luckily, I had my friend Ira to help me. After cleaning them, I went to explore with the fishing nets and the machines. The first try I tried it, the machine temperature was way too low, so the fishing nets didn't melt. The second try, the machine temperature was way too high, so the fishing nets just turned into liquid. I started to feel like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Luckily, as my grandpa would say, third time's a charm. And so I was able to create a beautiful carabiner. These are the carabiners I made with the fishing nets. They are very strong and very hard. These are the carabiners out of bottle caps, very soft and much more flexible, which is the exact opposite as I thought would happen. I am extremely happy that I was able to create this. But I had a problem. I wanted to make fins, but each mold cost 10 million rupiah, and that was some money I did not have. Luckily, I have companies like Space Available and WeDo that are willing to help me helping me reach my goals. I am now collaborating with Space Available, who is helping me create moldless fins out of recycled fishing nets. I am also collaborating with WeDo, who is helping me create a cheaper mold to create my wax combs. After all the hard work, I realized that my main idea of creating products out of fishing nets was possible. And that's why I know my project doesn't end here. Only because Quest is over doesn't mean the future of our planet is. I plan to make this project bigger and bigger. I want to continue helping marine life and the ocean as much as I can. And if that means I have to collect fishing nets and recycle them, then that is what I will do. After working on my quest for so long, I feel like my heart is now fully blue. But it wouldn't be if it weren't for all the amazing people that have helped me throughout this journey. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me and helping me find amazing people. I would like to thank my mentor, Kelly, for supporting me and helping me. I would like to thank my closest friends, Jimena and Ira, for helping me, even at my worst, and never letting me give up. I would also like to thank my teachers, Ibu Laura and Ibu Angie, for always helping me find new solutions and always being there for me. I would also like to thank Dan and Valerie for helping me reach my goals. And lastly, I would like to thank Nash for giving me the great opportunity of helping him with his footprints. I am so thankful I got the opportunity to create a project like this, and that I got to present to such amazing people like you guys, but especially young people, since young people are the ones that are going to stick around here the longest. We are the ones who are here for our future. We are the future of our planet. So kids, be loud and fight for our future. And adults, listen to our voices and help us with our future. Thank you so much.